Greetings from Durocrete. We regularly cast and test cubes at site for acceptance of concrete. IS 456-2000 gives the acceptance criteria for concrete. But these criteria are often misunderstood, and sometimes the cubes that meet the requirement are regarded as failure and vice versa. So in this presentation, we are going to look at the correct interpretation of cube results as per the acceptance criteria, along with some illustrated examples. First, let us look at some definitions, that is, difference between a specimen and a sample. An individual cube and individual cube result is a specimen, whereas a sample is a average or mean of three cubes or three specimens. In acceptance criteria, we use only sample average values, and cube results, individual cube results are of no significance at all. Even for finding standard deviation, we use sample means and we never use specimen values. So once the specimen values are used to find the sample mean, then we do not use them anywhere. And it is to be noted that these set of three cubes are to be cast from the same portion of concrete that is sampled. Let us look at how we find the sample average. We first find the mean of three specimens and we check whether if the lowest and the highest value is within the 15% of the mean value. If both the values are within plus or minus 15% of the range, then we accept the sample. And if any of the values are out of range, then we reject the sample. Finding sample average. So let us look at an example where specimen 1 is 20.4, specimen 2 value is 24.8 and third is 27.9. The average mean of 3 is 24.3. So when we find plus or minus 15% range, it is 20.66 to 27.94. So we find that both the lowest value and the highest value, lowest value is 20.4, does not fall within the plus or minus 15% range because the lower bound is 20.66. So we reject this sample. So we don't use this sample for finding standard deviation or for acceptance. In another example, the mean of three specimens is 24.7 and the range is 20.99 to 28.40, which is the 15% range. So we find that in this the lowest value, that is 21.4, and the highest value 27.9, both are within the range. So we accept this sample. Steps for finding standard deviation. First, we find the sample mean or sample average. We check for 15% variance. We reject the sample if either of the specimen values are beyond the 15% range. And from the balance accepted samples, we find the standard deviation. Please note that minimum 30 samples are required for finding standard deviation. This is, the formula for finding the standard deviation, which we all use regularly. Now, what happens when you don't have minimum 30 samples required for finding standard deviation? The IS 456 says that in such case, we have to assume the value. So for M20 and M25, it is taken as 4 MPa, and in case of above, it is taken as 5 MPa. IS 456 also gives the sampling requirement for 28 days. So it says that when this is based on the quantity of concrete per pour. So if your pore size is 1 to 5 cubic meters, you have to cast one sample for 28 days. And for 6 to 15 meter cube, two samples, 16 to 30 meter cube, three samples, 30 to 50 meter cube, four samples, and for 50 and above, for every 50 meter cube, additional one sample is cast. Now please note that this is for 28 days, and we may cast additional samples for 3 days or 7 days to get an early judgment of the gain of strength and for the purposes of deshuttering. Now IS 456 has given the criteria based on certain basic principles. Now these principles are that members always act as a group and not individually. This is because the forces are distributed as per capacity of members due to redistribution of stresses and moments. So automatically members with higher capacity take higher loads and those with lower capacity take lower loads. So when we evaluate the concrete, it is supposed to be taken as a whole and not on basis of individual members. So similarly, concrete is also looked at as a whole and not on basis of individual samples. So the acceptance criteria is we take average of 4 non-overlapping consecutive samples, and that value has to be more than grade of concrete plus 3 and grade of concrete plus 0.825 times the standard deviation. So between these two, whichever is the greater value is taken as the acceptance criteria for average of 4 non-overlapping samples. And for individual samples, it should be greater than grade minus 3. IS 456 also gives the quantity of concrete that is represented by strength test results. So all concrete between the first sample and the last sample of the group, a group is average of 4 consecutive samples. Okay, so it is represented by the sample means of these 4 values. And for individual test result, if an individual sample fails, then only the batch from which the sample is taken is considered at risk. Let us look at a case study of a large pore. We have grade of concrete M20. It is delivered by RMC and volume of concrete is 410 cubic meters. It is delivered in transit mixers of 6 meter cube. So we will require around 70 mixers, transit mixers to deliver that concrete. The step 1 is to establish the acceptance strength. So let us say that in this case, we have more than 30 samples available for calculating standard deviation, and standard deviation is calculated as 3.81 Newton per mm square. So average of 4 samples should be greater of 20 plus 3, that is 23 Newton per mm square, and 20 plus 0.825 times the standard deviation, that is 23.14. So between 23 and 23.14, greater value is 23.14. So it will be taken as the acceptance criteria for group of 4 consecutive non-overlapping samples. And for individual sample, it will be grade of concrete minus 3, that is 17 MPa. So a individual sample should be more than 17 MPa, while group of 4 consecutive samples, the average should be more than 23.14 MPa. So for this large pore, we look at how many samples need to be cast. So we have seen that for up to 50 cubic meters, we are casting 4 samples for 28 days. And thereafter, for every 50 cubic meters, we add 1 sample. So up to 410, we keep adding for every 50 cubic meters 1 sample, so which makes it 12 samples. Now these are 12 samples means Each sample is a set of 3 cubes. Now let us look at how we are casting the samples. Column number 1 is giving the transit mixer number, and column number 2 is the sample number. And then we have individual specimen results. Column 4 is the mean value of the sample, and column 5 is the average of group of 4 samples, which are non-overlapping and consecutive. And we have given the remarks in the 5th column. So we have cast first sample from transit mixer number 1, and we have 3 cube values, and the sample mean is 26.3 Newton per mm square. The second sample is cast from transit mixer number 2. Then from third sample from transit mixer number 4, and fourth from transit mixer number 8. And we have these values of sample means, and the average of first set of 4 consecutive samples is 25.09, which is greater than 23.14. So it meets the requirement. So that means all the concrete that is poured from transit mixer number 1 to transit mixer number 8, that meets the requirement. Now in second set of 4 consecutive samples, or second group we call it, we are starting with sample number 5, which is cast from transit mixer number 17, and then 6 from 23, 7 from transit mixer number 32, and 8 from transit mixer number 40. So this is generally done randomly. So now second group of concrete samples, that is from 5 to 8, represent the concrete that is delivered by transit mixer number 17 to transit mixer number 40. And we have the specimen values and the sample means. Now we find that the third sample mean is 15.53. Now this is lower than the requirement of individual sample, which should be grade -3, that is 17 MPa. So 15.53 individual sample does not meet the requirement. But when we find the overall average of 4 samples, individual samples, consecutive samples, the mean is 24.97, which is more than 23.14, which is the requirement. So as a group, it meets the requirement. So all concrete that is poured from transit mixer number 17 to transit mixer number 40, represented by sample 5 to 8, is meeting the requirement as a whole, but the individual sample is failing. Sample number 7 is failing. So as per the code, in such case, the only concrete that is delivered by transit mixer number 32 is considered not meeting the requirement. So because it says that the concrete from which particular sample is drawn is only considered as not meeting the requirement. And then again we have transit mixer of number 48 to 70, from which samples are drawn 9, 10, 11 and 12. And that also, we have taken the sample means. All the individual samples are above grade -3, and the group average of 4 consecutive samples is 23.15, again more than what the requirement of 23.14. So in this case, we find that we always take a group of 4 consecutive samples. We find the mean, and non-overlapping means once a particular sample is considered in the previous group, it should not appear again in the next group. So we interpret the results as overall concrete meets the requirement. Concrete cast from transit mixer number 32 does not meet the requirement, and concrete from all other transit mixers is considered satisfactory. Let us look at case 2. Here again, in this particular case, we find that the first group of 4 consecutive sample means, we find the average, which is 25.09, meets the requirement. All the individual samples are also above grade -3. In the second set, we have sample 7, average is 17.2. So which is lower than M20 grade, but greater than grade -3, that is 17 MPa. So even this sample number 7 from transit mixer 32 is considered as satisfactory. And average of 4 samples is 25.39. Again, that meets the requirement. So again, in the last group also, all the samples are meeting the requirement, and individual samples, and group as a group also they are meeting the requirement. So in this case, we find that overall concrete meets the requirement. And if you note, we have 3 cube results that are lower than M20, and one of the results is 15.1, as low as 15.1. But still, we do not have to worry, because once we have found the sample mean, the individual results don't matter, and the sample mean is above grade -3. So interpretation of test results is overall concrete meets the requirement. Now let us look at third case, which is, we have in this particular case the first set and the second set remains unchanged. So individual samples as well as group of 4, mean of group of 4 is both are meeting the acceptance criteria. That is group number 1 to 4 samples, and second group from 5 to 8 are meeting the requirement individually as well as a group. But in the last set from sample number 9 to 12, represented by concrete supplied by transit mixer number 48 to transit mixer number 70, we have these values which are above the grade of concrete, all of them. But the mean of 4 consecutive samples is 22.68, which is less than the minimum requirement of 23.14. So in this case, this last set does not meet the requirement. So interpretation of results would be that all concrete from first mixer, transit mixer number 1 to transit mixer number 47 meets the requirement, and concrete from transit mixer number 48 to 70 does not meet the requirement. Let us look at another example. The grade of concrete is M25 and volume of concrete is 82 cubic meters, and we are casting a set of columns every day over a period of time, and we are doing site casting with help of a 10/7 mixer. Our first step is to establish the acceptance criteria. In this case, let us say that we are not having 30 samples for finding standard deviation. So for M25 grade concrete, we assume a standard deviation of 4 MPa. So average of 4 samples should be greater of 25 plus 3, which is 28 MPa, and 25 plus 0.825 into 4, that is the standard deviation 28.3. So greater of the two is 28.3. So the acceptance criteria is 28.3 for group of 4 samples. And the individual sample should be greater than 25 minus 3, which is 22 MPa. This is the day-wise casting of samples. On day 1, we are having 5 cubic meters of concrete. We are casting 6 columns, so we cast only 1 sample. On day 2, we are having 8 cubic meters, so we cast 2 samples for 28 days. On day 3, we are casting 3 samples because it is 16 cubic meters of concrete. And on day 4, 5, and 6, we are casting 2 samples each for 28 days. Now let us look at this case. The first column is the day of concreting. The second column is sample number. Third column are individual cube results. Fourth is the sample mean. And the fifth column is the average of group of 4 samples. And last is the remarks. Now, when we cast first sample, we find that all the 3 cubes are below the requirement of M25. But the sample mean is 22.5. So which is greater than 25 minus 3, which is 22 MPa. So individual sample will pass, although all the 3 cube results are below M25. The second sample mean is 31.2, 30.2 and 28.3. So mean of these first 4 samples is 28.3, which is greater than the requirement or equal to the requirement of 28.3. So it meets the requirement. Now the second group starts from sample 5, which is the second sample cast on day 3. So 5, 6, 7 and 8. This is the second group, which includes the second sample cast on day 3 and the second sample cast on day 4. So here we find that the sample number 7, which is cast on, is having a mean of 21.7, which is lower than the individual sample requirement of 25 minus 3, which is 22. So this particular sample 7 does not meet the requirement, and this concrete which is cast from which this sample 7 is drawn needs to be investigated. But if we look at the sample means of this group, the average of all the sample means, four sample means, is 29.31. So it meets the requirement. Similarly, we are casting sample 9 to 12 on day 5 and 6, and all the individual sample means are more than the individual requirement, and average is 31.75, which meets the overall requirement for M25 grade. So the overall interpretation of the result is overall concrete meets the requirement, and concrete columns cast on day 4 from the batch from which sample 7 was drawn is suspect and needs to be investigated. Let us look at another case of concrete grade of M25. Now in this case, second sample cast on day 2 is showing wide variation in results. So we have second sample cast on day 2 20.5, 15.4, 27.8, average of 21.3. So we find that the lowest value and the highest value will not fall within 15% of 21.23. So this sample needs to be rejected. So automatically the first sample cast on day 3 becomes our sample number 3, and second sample cast on day 3 becomes sample number 4. So if we look at the mean of these 4 samples, we get a value of 29.07. So all the 4 samples individually meet the requirement, and as a group also meet the requirement. Now, if we look at the second group, which starts from day 5 on day 3, sample number 5 to 8, we have sample number 6 drawn on day 4, which is having a mean of 21.7. So which is lower than grade minus 3. So the concrete cast from from which sample 6 was drawn on day 4 does not meet the requirement, whereas average of 4 samples is 29.62. It meets the overall requirement. Now when we look at the last group, that is 9, 10, 11, because we have rejected one sample, we are having only 3 sets or 3 samples available. Now we can please note that we can club these samples cast on consecutive days when essentially we are doing the same concrete on different days. That means not only the grade is same, but the mix proportions and the materials are also the same. So in this case, suppose we are casting some concrete on the next day of the same group. That means if it is a group of columns from the same, which is going to carry the load together, from the same group of columns, we are having some concrete on the 7th day. Or if it is a slab, then some portion of the same slab is done on the 7th day. Then we can club this last sample day in this group. So in this case, now we have 4 samples, 31.5, 33.5, 32.1 and 28, and average is 31.27. So individually samples are meeting the requirement, and overall group mean is also meeting the requirement. So interpretation of test results will be overall concrete meets the requirement, and only the concrete from which on day 4 from which sample 6 was drawn does not meet the requirement. We'll look at case 3 for the same M25 grade of concrete. In this case, the sample 1, is 22.4, 23.6, 21.6, but the average is 22.5, which is greater than 25 minus 3, so it is okay. We have rejected sample number 2 cast on second day. So we have got automatically samples, first and second samples cast on day 3 as sample 3 and sample 4 of the group. But here the group mean, if we look at it, is 26.3. So it is lower than the requirement of 28.3. So it does not meet the requirement. So we are having concrete cast between day 1 and day 3 between samples 1 to 4 does not meet the requirement. Whereas balance groups, next group is sample number 5 to sample number 8. So overall concrete, if we look at it, we have 32.4, 21.7, 34.5 and 29.9. So the average is 29.62. So it meets the requirement. But again, here sample number 6 individually cast on day 4 is below the requirement of individual sample, that is 22. So only that concrete which is from which the sample 6 is drawn is a suspect and needs to be investigated. Now in this case, the last group has got only 3 samples, and we do not have another sample to be clubbed in this group. So this is less than the 4 samples required for forming the group average. So when group of 4 samples is not available, then as per amendment 4 on May 2013, as per IS 456, the acceptance criteria is the average of samples should be greater than FCK plus 4 and individual sample should be greater than FCK minus 2. Now, so whenever you are having a separate concrete that is less than 30 cubic meters, you may be casting either 1, 2 or 3 samples. So in case of 2 or 3 samples, the criteria is that individual sample should be less than FCK minus 2 and the average should be more than FCK plus 4. And in case you are casting only 1 sample, that means in case of concrete is less than 5 cubic meters, then the sample should be more than FCK plus 4. So in the last group, we have only 3 samples available, and average of 3 samples should be greater than 29 and individual sample should be 23. So if we look at the last group, all the individual samples meet the requirement and group average also meets the requirement. We'll have to follow this criteria whenever you are doing small pours and there is no continuity of pours, or when the mix proportions of an individual pour are different. So you cannot consider them as the same concrete being done in different shifts. So in this case, the interpretation of results will be that all concrete represented by sample 1 to 4 on day 1, 2 and 3 will not meet the requirement of M25. It may be considered as having a grade of 26.2 minus 3.3, that is M22.9. So structural engineer will decide the further course of action. Concrete columns cast on day 4 from batch from which sample 6 was drawn is a suspect and needs to be investigated. Overall concrete cast from sample 5 onwards can be accepted. So the conclusions are as follows. The individual cube results are of no significance after finding the sample average. Standard deviation is found for samples and not for individual cubes. Even concrete acceptance is done based on samples, group of samples, and not on individual samples. Concrete is evaluated as a whole and not on basis of individual samples. When individual sample fails, only the concrete from that batch is in question. And when a group of 4 samples does not meet the acceptance norms, concrete cast between first sample to the last sample of the group and all the intermediate batches are in doubt and need to be investigated. So friends, whenever there is a failure of a cube or a sample, there is no need to get paranoid. We have to evaluate concrete as a whole and decide the course of action, that is the NDT, should be done only for the portions that do not meet the requirement. I hope this presentation will help you to evaluate cube results on the basis of IS 456 and decide the course of action in case of failure. Thank you.
Do subscribe to our YouTube channel and knowledge series to get the latest updates on construction problems, their solutions, and best practices. Thank you.